Okay, guys, welcome back to my video. And this is about what if South Korea formed an empire? And South Korea has obviously been buffed as well, because it would not be able to expand if it wasn't buffed. Like, I'm talking not like a regular buff to double. No, I'm talking like really strong. Maybe even stronger than China. It's not very good for China because China is China. And if they declare war on North Korea, yeah, China will join. Probably. Probably. Just keep starting. Um, maybe South Korea. I don't know. Hmm. If South Korea formed an empire, well, what to say here? But immediately they declare war on North Korea as they've had it enough with North Korea. That gets China into the war. That's a big China. But here's the thing you can't have China without Taiwan or India. And also, I guess Pakistan joins the war as well as Iran and Afghanistan. And yeah. Um, Another country that would probably join the war is Japan. Japan. Um, Russia might join after that, but we're going to ignore that because this would take too long, this war. So that's why I'm trying to color it in. Just try to. If I can, then it won't let me. Whatever. Um, so let's go ahead and start this war. And if you can't tell this is a war, I do, well, war scenarios. And I just started to do this. So this is my first video, I think it would be. So yeah, immediately the South Korean troops, South Korean troops heading and pushing to North Korea. And North Korea is, well, hmm, um, yeah, they're 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 doing North Korean things. Uh, and then immediately South Korean troops spearhead to Pyongyang, or however you say it. I can't say it. I'm sorry, North Korea. Or yeah, and then they capture the city. And that's not very good for North Korea. But here's the thing. That's good for North Korea. Wait, let me just color this in for a second. Okay. Chinese troops begin to head back into North Korea, spearhead to get back Pyongyang, and they eventually capture the city. And they begin to push back in this area. But while this happens, a naval landing from Taiwan is established in the Han Island, I think this is called. I think. And then, yeah, they just need to take over that area. And let's go ahead and look at India. Yeah, that's not very good for China. The Indian troops are beginning to flood in. And if you didn't know, China is fighting a two-front war, and a two-front war is not very good for your everything. Actually, anything for a country. Actually, it's technically a three-front because the Taiwanese front over here. Yeah, and Indian troops begin to cross the border into China. And Chinese troops aren't here yet because they're all over. Well, not all of them, but most of them are over there. And the Indians eventually, like the Chinese, begin to stalemate the Indians as stalemate established. And there's a mountain here. That's why I'm not letting India invade there because it's mountain. So that's why. And if immediately Indian troops begin to flood, what do you call it, Kashmir. And also they begin to head out of Indian Kashmir. And yeah, Chinese troops are soon to stalemate the Indians. But let me just color in what they managed to take out of Pakistan. They managed to take all this. This is now all Indian. Yeah. And I think Islamabad is like right here or there. I don't know. I think it's right there though. Indian troops immediately begin to spearhead through the city and manage to capture it. And this is a very very bad moment for Pakistan as they've been crippled as they lose their capital, and they begin to start a collapsing period. As India is really just flooding troops. Yeah, they did. Iranians, I don't know. All the troops over here from these countries, the rest of them at least, uh, hold a front line with India. The area that should be captured by India. Yeah. See, and it seems like the red team is winning, and it's gonna stay like that for a long time. As Taiwanese troops begin to enter into China. Also, if you didn't know, Taiwan is getting help from America, so I should have said that earlier. Yeah, they get help from America. Oh, also, yeah, they joined the war. Yeah, they're in the war against China. They are heavily supplying Taiwan. That's why they were able to join this war, not be able to get absolutely slapped. And also, not China, but Canada joins the war. They for the United States because they like to help out America. I'm sorry if I call United States of America. It's just really it's the same thing. But yeah, the official name of the United States of America is the United States of America. So I don't really care. NATO, you know NATO, the EU and stuff. Yeah, those have obviously been disbanded because there would already be a major Cold War breaking out. If not, oh yeah, we gotta focus on the Ukrainian war. Well, we're gonna ignore that. The Ukrainian war doesn't exist then. But Russia still owns Crimea. Yeah, they still own Crimea. Where should I start now? Yeah, South Korean troops begin to re-enter into North Korea. So they capture Pyongyang or I don't know. Anyway, they begin to enter into North Korea even deeper into their territory. As they begin to, take about that much. This kind of looks like the stalemate from the Korean War. Yeah. This kind of looks like the Korean War, doesn't it? Well, they begin to enter into North Korea. Oh. Yeah, they begin to enter into more of North Korea and begin to capture more areas. Now, they do make a stalemate with China, but they do invade a little bit of China before that happens. So, yeah, this is all Korea. Just imagine that's all Korea. This is all occupied by South Korea. South Korea is using about a quarter of their military to what do you call it? Stabilize the rebellions and stuff. But there's usually not many rebellions in North Korea, so they're quickly gone rid of. Because North Korea is not a very great place to be. That's why the people in North Korea actually approve of this decision of South Korea invading them. So yeah. But then the South Koreans, as more troops begin to arrive, they begin to quickly get really front line established. They eventually break through and begin to capture more Manchurian lands. This is Manchuria over here. This half of Manchuria is, well, Inner Mongolia. And also the Taiwanese managed to make a giant naval land. Actually, no. Just kidding. They make more naval landings. Also, America's, well, in here, and they begin to make a naval landing over here. And they begin just to do what they want. They almost capture Beijing, but then the Chinese stalemate them out. Yeah, China has been crippled. Probably they would be right now the fifth strongest country, and this is the second. Yeah. Also, the Indians as well. Oh, by the way, China's having to pull troops out of this area, so yeah, that's not good. And as more South Korean troops begin to enter into China, yeah, China's having to pull troops out of these areas and send them over to South Korea. That lets Taiwan kind of do what they want over here in South China. And that lets the Americans spearhead to Beijing. And they eventually get very close to the city as they fail. And then the Chinese begin to pull troops a little bit out of Korea, a little bit of troops, and begin to push back at the American front. Yeah, so what happens is, yeah, Koreans begin, well, I mean South Koreans, whatever. It doesn't matter, same thing, because, well, there. Yeah. And the Taiwanese begin to push even more into China and begin to capture coast. This is not very good for China as they begin to pull troops out of the American area and Korean to hold a front line out of this, which kind of the front line looks like that. And then America begins to spearhead back to Beijing, and and they capture the city. I think Beijing's about right there. No, it's a little bit further into China. So they begin to get, and then they capture the city. And this is not very good for China anymore. Yeah. Then that happens. And then the Americans are able to do what they want, and then this happens. This is not very good for China anymore. As a sweeping campaign through Manchuria happens. Manchuria is not very defended anymore. Actually, there's no troops over here. That's why they're able to make that sweeping campaign. Begins to, yeah, just kind of go everywhere. Even the Americans begin to they just kind of do what they want. And this happens after, like, a few months. They begin, well, actually, after a few weeks, yeah, they capture all of Manchuria, and this is not very good for China anymore, as they have very little coast left. And then China starts getting flashbacks of World War II. Yeah, and the bells in China are ringing in the fashion of World War II as well. And this is not very good for China. As, well, yeah. All coast of China is captured. And then China doesn't opt out of the war just yet. They kind of let India, before that happens, they kind of, yeah. Tibet is now Indian. And another thing's going to happen in China. That's going to happen for the 1500th time in history. A civil war. So, official state of, what do you call it? No, not Manchuria. Manchuria's over there. What do you call it? Xinjiang is broken away from China. Well, this is not the exact border, actually. Let me fix it. It should be that, I think. Just erase it. Yeah, it should be something like that. And then this takes Chinese people by surprise, and they begin to invade, well, China. And they take about this much. This much China. Just, yeah, about that much. This is not very good for China anymore. Ignore that in the background. If you hear background noise, I'm sorry. I just don't have very good soundproof things. Well, I don't actually have them yet because I don't have money to get them because those are expensive. They don't even sell them in my area as well. And also, India was able to capture that. They invade a little bit of Afghanistan. Want to know why a little bit? Because Afghanistan is impossible to invade. Yeah, that's why. They're just absolutely impossible to invade. Yeah. Um, me. There. Yeah. And, China surrenders. And that is a big blow to, these Middle Eastern countries. And then immediately, Iran is hurting. Yeah. And they surrender. They both surrender. Wait, let me just draw this all in. Just trust me, in the peace treaty, you're gonna, yeah. I'll show you the peace treaty conference, just let me, yeah. Let's go ahead and look at this peace treaty. Oh. Alright. So, here's what happened in the board. You can already see what the chaos is. But we'll start over here in, I guess, Korea, because they're the main subject of this video. So you can see South Korea, the next all of North Korea, and a bit of Manchuria over here. The official state of Manchuria broke away from China. This is an American puppet. Not American, but Indian puppet state. This is Japanese territory. This is Taiwanese territory. This is island. This is India's claims. I got a little bit of Pakistan right here. Got the rest of Kashmir, I think. They got all type that. Got a little bit over here. And yeah. That. And the official state of, what do you call it? Xinjiang broke away from China. And this rest of this is a UN territory, so I'll just write UN. There, UN. Yeah. So, these Middle Eastern states are all smushed and then split into an Indian puppet state, and the rest is just Iran without a little bit of land. Yeah, they didn't take a hit that bad, but they still took a hit, and they're definitely real life. So, yeah, that's what happened in the peace treaty. Also, Japan gained a lot of influence, but as well as Korea. Yeah, this is Korea now. This is not North Korea. No, North Korea, but South Korea. This is not just South Korea, it's just Korea. True Korea. Well, true Korea is that. What is it called? I don't care. Well, at least in my head, true Korea has that. Actually, true Korea is the entire world. I'm just kidding. And I guess we'll invade Russia. No, we'll invade. Yeah. And now, the Ukrainian conflict begins. Well, yeah. This is when the Ukrainian war starts. So this starts probably 2018, and then COVID hit while this happened. Yeah. So they returned in 2018. So 6 years ago. And we're still in the past. Technically. At least. Yeah. So. Just to clarify that. But I said the Ukrainian war is not real. I was like, I realized in the peace treaty I was like, shouldn't? Yeah. Shouldn't this be? So, the Russian army, or the Russian forces, begin to enter into Ukraine. While this happens, as well as Crimea, of course, while this happens, this, Korea joins the war against Russia. This is not very good for Russia anymore, as Korean troops start storming into Russia. This is very bad for Russia, as these are important areas. And also, in this scenario, Russia is using their entire army to invade Ukraine. It's actually this would look more, front line look more like that right now. So all of Donbass is just gone. And yeah, maybe even most of the coast will be captured. By this point, because it's been about a month since the Ukrainian war started. No, about 3 months. No, about half a year. Actually, yeah, half a year. So of course, half of Ukraine has been gone. Yeah, and here's the thing. You know a lot of that army that was invading Ukraine right now? Yeah, about half of them, which is the entire Russian army. Half of those guys went to go over here to deal with this problem. Yeah. And, before they do that, well, before they get there, they managed to capture. Oh, well, they managed to capture this much of Russia. This is not very good for Russia because this is an important port right here. So, yeah. And while this happens, Ukraine is immediately kicking Russia out because, well, they're using less troops now. They had to pull troops out. So, yeah. Just to clarify that. If you didn't hear me first time, yeah, now you know. Definitely. Absolutely. And, yeah. So Ukrainian front line looks something like this. Not right now. This is a different scenario. Actually, the Ukrainians are able to push back a little bit because the Ukrainians are using the entire army. And, yeah, and half the Russian army is being used. So it's a big stalemate right now. Now, the Russians are able to get the advantage and get to push for the coast. But this really isn't going to be all. Because more Russian troops are sent over here. Because that, half the Russian army is nothing compared to the Korean army. Because remember, Korea was buffed, like a lot. They're probably the strongest country in the world. Yes, I said it. Stronger than the USA. Yeah. And that's barely able to do anything. Because I imagine the Korean army is like double Russia's. No, not double. Like triple. No. Quintuple the Russian army. That means 5 times 10. Yeah. Russian troops are like, wait, why can't we go through Manchuria? So Russia declares war on Manchuria. It goes well at first, at least. Yeah, they're able to secure Manchurian lands. The Korea knew this, so that's why they're supplying Manchuria, even though Manchuria is being crippled. So here's what happens. Two things happen. One, the Russians are pushed back over here. Second of all, they're completely kicked out of Manchuria. And this is not very good for Russia. As well. Guess what happens? They're completely cut off from the Pacific Ocean. And this really cripples Russia. Yeah. As a sweeping campaign begins to enter Russia, this is not very good for Russia. Yeah. here's what happens. Over here in Ukraine. Yeah, this happens. So the Ukrainians are able to take about as much land. Back from Russia. Also, not Russia, but Ukraine is given military access to Poland. So, here's what happens. Yeah, they're able to take Kaliningrad. So, yeah, Poland retracts that offer. So now there's some Ukraine, very little. Well, it's very little because it's small attrition. The Ukrainian forces over, which they try to get military access to Lithuania. That works. So they are able to get a port in Lithuania. And eventually land over here in another port / St. Petersburg. Begin to solidify the area. And take about this much, give or take. And this is not very good for Russia. As well, a lot of Russian lands are secured, and about that much of Russia is gone. Yeah. But remember, they still have troops. Wait, they still have troops here in Ukraine, but that's quickly gone, as that is gone.